أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد ومحمد. يا أخواني وأخواتي, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Dear brothers and sisters, may the peace of Allah be upon you, inshallah, God willing. So, we continue with the testimonies regarding the Debus, Dabui in Indonesian Bahasa, which is in fact a word of Arabic roots. Debus mean the nail, the thing you hit with the hammer. So, before the demonstration of Debus have had been made in some room at the second level of the mosque of Banten, which was called Tiama. And they was supervised by one or two masters, which were called Khalifa or Sheikh. It was considering a religious manifestation of expression of pious sentiment, and they holded the responsibility of the good happening of the event, and put special care to the security of the practitioners. So it was their responsibility. So you can find this in this book, Tasbih dan Golok, which is called the Tasbih is this kind of stuff, like a chapelet in French. I don't know the beads, maybe in English. I don't know what it's called. Tasbih, to say Subhanallah. And also Golok, which is the equivalent of a machete. This is what is a Golok. Golok is that. So this is a word for machete in Indonesian. It is also, you have numerous size. You have also this kind of design for the house and stuff like that. So it is basically a machete thing made to cut more than it is made to throw or to thrust. So interesting. So one of the symbols, in fact, of the Indonesian Muslim culture is a tasbih and a machete. The two go hand to hand together. And it is a reminder of a safe, wal-qalam, which is in fact associated with Imam Ali, which was represented by the safe, the sword, Arabic sword, long sword, equivalent maybe in the Bahasa culture, in Indonesian culture, is a pedang, and also al-qalam, which is in fact qalamun, which is in fact the tool to write things. So it was linking to fighting and poetry. Here it is linked to fighting and remembrance, and not also fighting and poetry, but fighting and even more scripture. And that's why you have in the Shi'i tradition, for example, al-Jafr, al-Abyad, which contain the white container, which contain religious texts, and you got the Jafr al-Ahmar, which contains Silah al-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa ali. So the war equipment of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa ali, which is in inheritance to the 12 caliphs, الأئمة الاثنى عشرية. So interesting parallel between the two. So what do you want to order, my friend? So there is a friend maybe from India, which Ram. So this is a reference, religious reference of J.C. Ram, I think, which is a religious expression of faith in Hinduism. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. مرحبا. أهلا. حياكم الله. And so there is interestingly, very in this book, like the lecturer made, there is some sources which are really interesting. You got the title, you can find this book. Inshallah, I will try to get the tasbih wal golok, which is interesting title. So there is a friend from Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, السلفist الصليح. It is your opinion, Zikriyu, but I don't know Hamza Zikriyu. I don't know from where you're from. من أين مكان؟ And so we continue with, so it was the line 24. So we also found this spikes, which is called Madad, in the museum, which was integration of the mosque of Banten Lama. To this day, today, even the master of Debus, the most known master of Debus, are not affiliated anymore to brotherhood. So turuq of التسوف, the practice of Debus, known now a certain kind of secularization. So there is, in fact, some distanciations with religion. Even it is from an religious understanding of Islam. It was practiced in the Middle East. It was practiced in India also, and stuff like that. We have the fakir tradition and stuff like that. الأخ من المغرب، أهلا. So في سؤال من الأخ من المغرب حمزة زكروي. السؤال: هل أنت لديك منهج؟ أنا من المنهج الأخباري الاثنى عشري. أنا اثنى عشري، and المنهج منهج القدماء من التشيع الإخبارية، مدرسة الإخبارية. فهذه كلمات من الأخ من المغرب. عنده التصوف يعني خارج من الإسلام، لأنه ربما هو من الوهابية أو ما أشبه. فهذه الفكرة غريبة غالبة الآن، يعني عند في تجديد الإسلام ببلد الغرب، خصوصا في المغرب الكبرى. يعني في كثير من من الشباب يتركون المنهاج المالكي أو التصوف، ويأخذون الدين من محمد بن عبد الوهاب، وكان هو من أكبر الكفار ولا شك في ذلك. فهو سلفي. المشكلة يا أخي العزيز إن منهاجك خائنة عن إسلام القدماء من بلدك، مع مثلا إدريس الأول أو إدريس الثاني، فأنت خارج من المذهب الطارخي من بلدك. ابن عثيمين، ابن بار، هم الذين فعلوا الفتوى على مفاتيح الحجاز للأمريكا أو لليهود. وشيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية لعنة الله عليه الكردي. هذه المشكلة يا أخي العزيز. أنت من البرابر، يعني في نصوص في المسند من أحمد بن حنبل رأس المجاسمة عندكم، أنتم من المجاسمة ولا شك في ذلك. ففي أحاديث وفي روايات كثير في عنوان البرابر، وكان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله لم يقبل الحوار مع الناس من عنكم لأنه قليل من العقل عنكم. وفي زمان القدماء كان رسول، يعني قبل محمد صلى الله عليه وآله، جاء عنكم وذبحوا أهلكم، وشربوا ماءكم، ماءه يعني، وبعد أكلوا لحمه. فأعرف مكانك، أنت ضيوف بالإسلام. وكان إدريس الأول مثلا تاج على راسك وراس أبوك يا أيها الجاهل. المذهب الوهابي ما هو مذهب أهل المغرب. المؤسس من تبديل الدين في المغرب الأقصى كان هو إدريس الأول، وكان هو الشيعي، وقتل في معركة فخ، وهذا مشهور. فإذا عندك مشكلة يعني في الذكر تاريخكم مشكلك، ولكن لم نقبل كلمتك لأنه أنت خائن. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Et pour ceux, pardon, là où ça marche, pour aussi l'audience française, francophone, et aussi, je vais passer un message aussi à l'audience, parce que je vais faire une petite parenthèse avec ce genre de réaction à l'audience aussi en langue anglaise. Le problème, c'est qu'il y a une nouvelle génération de pseudo-pratiquants dans les régions du Maghreb, des régions déjà qui sont excentrées par leur éloignement. À l'époque, c'était la limite du monde connu. Donc le Maghreb, plus loin, c'était l'océan Atlantique. Donc déjà, et même si j'ai des origines de cette partie du monde, entre autres, voilà. Il y a une élite au Maghreb qui était composée de savants arabes et il y a une masse qui est composée de berbères. Alors des fois, les mélanges se font bien et des fois, les mélanges deviennent problématiques. Et on se retrouve avec des gens qui n'ont pas la vocation d'ouvrir leur bouche sur les questions islamiques qui, parce qu'ils ont fait un pèlerinage à la Mecque ou parce qu'ils ont regardé 2-3 vidéos sur des chaînes en ligne, se prennent pour des références religieuses parce que par mimétisme, elles se raccrochent à des personnes comme Ibn Baz, pardon. D'ailleurs, j'ai dit Ibn Bar parce que j'ai fait un honneur parce qu'Ibn Bar, l'Andalousie, c'était un savant d'Andalousie qui, d'une certaine façon, est beaucoup plus haut dans la hiérarchie qu'un Ibn Baz qui est un illustre inconnu. En fait, ils ont développé un système de croyance et de relecture de l'islam qui est très très orienté, qui a été mis en place par des puissances coloniales, donc que ce soit l'Angleterre, les États-Unis, etc., et qui est lié en fait à cette pétro-dollar monarchie. En fait, c'est une colonie qui permet d'extraire certaines ressources, de rendre quelques familles collaboratrices riches. On l'a bien vu avec la famille Saoud et autres, donc c'est problématique, bien sûr. Et ces gens, en plus, interviennent dans le domaine religieux, donc ont développé et ont engagé un certain nombre de savants qui roulent pour eux, en fait. Ils ont mis en place une couronne et ils ont mis en place un clergé. Donc les deux vont ensemble. Et donc il y a une partie de la population marocaine, comme c'est le cas aussi maintenant au Moyen-Orient, n'importe où, même en Indonésie, dans tout le monde musulman, on a une partie de cette population qui ne connaît rien, ni à ce que c'est, qui n'a pas de lien avec l'arabité. C'est-à-dire que même salaf et tout, c'est des choses abstraites pour eux. Ils n'ont pas de lien génétique. Il faut savoir que à l'époque des salafs, entre guillemets, ou même des tabi'oun, le mariage entre un non-arabe et une femme arabe était interdit. Et ça, même Ahmed bin Hanbal l'atteste. Il n'y avait que des groupes déviants comme Chouroubiya ou autres qui se permettaient de vouloir transgresser ces interdits de base. Donc il y a des hiérarchies. Il y a des hadiths qui attestent que le prophète n'aimait pas la compagnie des berbères, ne parlait pas avec eux. Parce que auparavant, il y avait un prophète qui leur avait été envoyé, ils se sont amusés à le tuer, ils se sont amusés à le faire cuire, à boire son bouillon et à manger sa viande. Donc c'est problématique. Donc c'est une ethnie qui n'a pas à intervenir dans les questions religieuses profondes. Elles n'ont pas fréquenté le prophète de l'islam directement. Et c'est attesté dans les hadiths qui ne sont pas des hadiths chiites, mais qui sont des hadiths sunnites. Donc déjà, il faut comprendre cette chose et il faut remettre l'église à sa place dans le village. Donc c'est pour ça que même à l'époque classique des savants, il y avait peu d'interaction entre les grands savants, même du Maghreb, qui étaient d'origine arabe. Ibn Manzour est d'origine arabe. Ibn Khaldoun, le Hadrami, est d'origine arabe. Ibn Arabi, al-Ta'i, est d'origine arabe. Ainsi de suite, Ibn Hazm est d'origine perse, etc. Donc il y avait une élite de savants d'origine yéménite, d'origine arabe du Hijaz, d'origine perse, etc., etc., au Maghreb. Donc il faut savoir, c'est eux qui ont tiré le Maghreb vers le haut. C'est pas l'inverse. C'était une élite. C'était considéré comme le khassa et les autres étaient considérés comme la masse, l'am. C'était considéré les autres comme des mouali. Donc ils avaient la condition d'hommes semi-libres, les autres. C'était même pas considéré comme des égaux, ni au point de vue du mariage, ni au point de vue de plein d'autres choses. Et donc, c'est des choses qui And so ah, il y a Rafika BNS. Je crois que je l'avais déjà vu celle-là à une époque. Ou non, je me trompe peut-être. J'avais déjà vu une époque. Parce que c'est cette personne, je crois qu'elle est déjà, je suis déjà tombé sur elle à l'époque et elle prétendait que j'étais marocain. Donc il y a quelqu'un qui vient du Liban. Donc Zouzou Shaib, je from le Liban. أهلا وسهلا فيك. أنا من وين؟ أنا من لبنان كمان. أنا من جنوب لبنان، من عديسة، بلدة عديسة. And so there is a trend. So I will continue in English because there is a huge problem this day. So we got a system of a monarchy like the Saudi or like the Ottomanian before and stuff like that. You have a central authority, which is irreligious by essence. It is irreligious by essence. These people, they make business by selling oil, by a lot of stuff, by making some people replacing other people which were here, which were Muslim, which were Arab, which were a lot. It is a sign of the end of time. And these people, because they spread with their corruption some links with some lost-minded new Muslim of the hand of the world, the Muslim, the level of the Muslim now is not representative of his gold age. Today, we are in world of crisis. It's like all the big signs of the end of times are already shown. So we are not references. That's why you found a lot of promiscuity in the Muslim community, a lot of backbiting, a lot of denying of the true Sunnah. I can show a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, and it will be to no avail to these people because they don't respect the Sunnah. If there is a hadith, for example, belittling certain ethnicities and stuff like that, even it is from the mouth of Rasulullah, they will not accept it because they are tested in this world and they are not on the level of loyalty to their God and to the teaching of the Prophet. And this is a problem. So they will promote a simple religion limited to their agenda. They will deny the hadith. They will deny the sunnah, which was practiced. They will replace by their own made sunnah. For example, you get the example of Ibn Taymiyyah. Ibn Taymiyyah had a very limited understanding of Islam. He was a great talker. He can be a good lawyer, but he was weak in understanding. Even al-Dhahabi, which was a close friend of him, made a book against him, and book which was materialized as a risala, condemning his tawheed and condemning his nubuwwah. So his tawheed and his nubuwwah were not intact, even in the eyes of al-Dhahabi, which don't consider Ibn Taymiyyah as a Sunni. And you have also the great Sunni commentator of Sahih al-Bukhari, al-Asqalani, which was a pupil of al-Dhahabi, which states the same. The writings exist regarding the problematic stance of Ibn Taymiyyah. So Ibn Taymiyyah was a Kurd. So ethnicity of the Kurds are not made to rule in Islam. Every time a personality from the Kurds with a Kurd patriarchal ancestry came, it was a disaster. And this is like that. Got Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi, which removed the spirituality of Islam. You have to note that. You have Ibn Taymiyyah, which used himself as an example to explain that God in Laylat al-Qadr descend from the heaven to the earth like he descend after his speech on the minbar every Friday. What an audacity. What an audacity. So he gave to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a jism. And that's why this school is called Al-Mujassima. It is not a bid'ah from Ibn Taymiyyah. It was a trend in Islam. People of small comprehension of the difference between God and his creation link God to his creation, because God do so by the use of example to explain the relation and the way he interferes with human affairs. But since it is written in Al-Quran, they use it as a proof. But it's not a proof. It's a lack of hikmah. It's a lack of understanding on something which is highly important. That's why when you found someone like a Wahhabi, like a supporter of Ibn Baz, Ibn Uthaymin, or Ibn Taymiyyah, and stuff like that, you found a man that supports this minhaj, al-Mujassima, which is in fact an understanding of words which are mere words without ta'wil, without proper interpretation to the real sense of metaphorical tools and stuff like that. So they are at the lowest degree of abstraction. They are the lowest. You can put your foot on them. Even the dirt have more value than this kind of people. Even a dog you found in the street have more value. He knows his creator better than this crap. So understand that good. It will help you to keep your way in research of understanding and development. With this kind of people, you have no development. These people made a lot of immigrants came in Hijaz from various nationalities. They made Hijaz and the states around like party destination with the highest degree of lust. It is to a degree which I cannot talk in this video. And that's why, for myself, I try to, even being a Sayyid from this part of the world, from the origin, it's make me, I cannot travel to this place without having a pinching in my heart. By seeing that, by seeing the people they brought also from abroad, from various kind, even some sexual workers for their hotels and stuff like that. It is disgusting. They have all the tools to manage the thing good, but they choose their way. So these people don't have the right to even speak on history of Islam, on invented salaf, or anything else. They are out of league. They better have a watch, have an eye on their industry and الخمر they may come to their country. So sorry for the so for the question of Zuzu Shaib, I'm half Lebanese from southern Lebanon and I'm half Algerian. Alhamdulillah. And my two parents are descendant of الإمام الحسن المجتبى. Alhamdulillah. So my father's side are Shi'i اثنا عشري. My mother's side are Sufi Maliki Shadli, the head of Shadliya in Algeria, from the city of Khanga Sidi Naji, descendant from Sidi Naji Lembarak in Algeria. So this is an answer, straight answer. So for those who don't know, I had to deal with this kind of people from long time ago. I have experience with them. They are not scholars. Me, even in the phenomenal tajalli of this world, I have TV appearances on at least two different channels, one in England, one in Iran, in the city of Qom, and it was religious appearances every time. The people who talk to me most of the time are nobody even in their school of thought. They have no right to even speak or condemn the content of my video. They have to stay in the lane. I know they think they're gonna win paradise to chatting on the net, but it's not the way it works. Have a proper education. Make a channel. Teach what you want to teach. The nonsense you want to teach, you are free to do so in today's society. So go ahead and don't waste time with someone who masters more ahadith maybe than you imagine there is. I found many people who claimed to be from Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah with no understanding and no knowledge even of the nationality of Al-Bukhari and stuff like that. So by experience, I know how to recognize him, how to deal with him, and stuff like that. But it is of no time. So once in a while, I do some intervention and I speak a little bit about that to make some clarification, because on this channel, most of the time I don't speak about it. So this is for the future. So people would have anything to do with study of history of certain parts of the world, of theology, of hadith and stuff like that, are free to go and to claim and sing their generalities to their families, to their relative, to the member of their community and stuff like that. But in this channel, this will be simply blocked at a time or another. There is sufficient Salafi channels all over the place to not make my platform a promotion for them. That's why direct block. When I see someone who can refrain to saying from which orientation or which minhaj or madhab he is, like claiming like it was a flag or stuff like that, I remove him. Me, when I do so, I answer questions, because this is my channel, I got the right to do so. When you are here to spam and to promote your nonsense, you're automatically blocked. So it is exactly so Rafika, BNS, I remember this girl. So this is maybe a woman from Algeria, a problem with me from long time. She labeled me as Moroccan, but I'm born in Algeria. I had some ties with Morocco because my family, mother family, is a descendant of Idris al-Awwal, like a lot of people in Algeria also. So, and out of jealousy, she keeps claiming that I'm a Moroccan. Even my father is in fact from Lebanon. So I'm not even a Moroccan citizen, even by nationality or by birth or anything. So it is make like at least 5 centuries that my family from mother's side is in Algeria. So I don't know what she's speaking about. And so today, even the master of Debus, the most known, are not affiliated to brotherhood, mystical brotherhood of or tariqat, stuff like that. The practice of debut, it in fact is knowing now a certain kind of secularization. So it become it started from religious origin, and now it is more an expression of it is cutted from its roots. So this is an evolution that can be understood with modernity and mondialization. There is a lot of Silat master now. Even it was prohibited to teach Silat, for example, to a non-Muslim. Now, anyone who can afford teaching class can find a Silat teacher, despite his religious background or his practice. And this is also one of the bad points of secularization and also mondialization, globalization. And so the practitioners have most of the time titles which are designed to the murshid of a brotherhood, so the initiated of a brotherhood, to Arabic Khalifa. And many of the sheikh of the shuyukh transmit this practice to some disciples in an initiatic manner and secretive way. So khafiyan. So the specificity of the Debus of Banten in the difference of this practice that we find in India, Central India and East India, where the body is, which consists of putting some blade or nails in the body without the feel of suffering, which is considered like a miracle, is that the peak in the Indonesian version don't go straight the body. So in fact, they are blocked on the skin level. This is the difference. So in India, also you can find it in Iraq, in some brotherhood, Sufi brotherhood. They put some nails, and even in Balkan, Europe, you got some dervish culture also in Balkanic Europe, old Ottoman Europe, like country like ex-Yugoslavia and stuff like that. You have, they use pointy things to transperce the skin. They don't feel. In the Indonesian version, this is different. The blade block itself at the level of the skin, which can remind us of the way it is practiced by the Chinese. Chinese, for example, in Shaolin, so they are non-Muslim Chinese, but they practice some kinds of Qigong, which has the virtue of made the skin like an iron jacket. So this is some esoteric techniques. I don't know if it is real or not. I'm not here to debate of something that I don't know for sure. But this is the expression of. So they tend to apply some pressure here or here, part of the body, and the blade don't enter the body. So the miracle here reside more in invulnerability. So the skin can protect from the blade. It is like this. So mastering a supernatural capacity, that an indifference to suffering, which is the case with Indian expression of this practice, or the control of emotions, which is also a test. Donc this kind of stuff only came at the beginning in the process of formation to the Debus. So they manage suffering and emotion in Indonesian version only in the formatting period. After that, they are immune in the way they depict this tradition. So for the masters, the well conduct of a Debus performance depends closely to the devotion, which is in fact used in with Arabic. It is spelled khusyu, but is in fact in Arabic khushu', the lineage of the initiated magang. In what it is transmitted to him and the way he compels with it. So the Debus are a form of exaltation in the faith in God, and are manifestation of karamat, of benediction, that are obtained by the link with the divine. So this is in this optic that they are practiced. They are a demonstration, a showing of union between the practitioner and God. So you can see it in Debus in West Java from Vredenbrecht Jan, page 316 and 318. So this invulnerability is explicitly linked to the martial arts and the war. And martial arts, in fact, in this original expression, martial is always linked to war. المعركة. And it is not only some practices of Eastern origin. It was global science. And a few of these practitioners, which I have a high degree of attainment, were known to being insensible even to firearm shooting. And debus are also practiced for the dealing with harm and catastrophe. For example, Muhammad Hudairi recalls that in certain regions, like in Sido Dol and Pandeglang, when there is a commemoration of a wedding or circumcision, tahara, this one must always be opened by a show of debus. And if not, there is some legend that say that the Huts will be victim of bad harm. Their food will be not edible, and at their dishonor, the rice should be not cooked the way it should. So the link of the debus and the war and the fight gave to these practical practices of invulnerability a politic role. The very orthodox council of the ulama of Indonesia, Majalis Ulama Indonesia, MUI, of Banten, states that the debus were initially developed in Banten by the Sultan Ageng Tirtayasa of the 18th century with the goal of the Islamization of the region. So it is linked to, it played, accepted or not, a key part in the Islamization of this part of the world. And many of the members of this council are proximate and sometimes member of the organization Pendekar Banten. So Pendekar is an important word and notion in the expression of the Futuwa in Indonesia. Pendekar is the equivalent of Fata in Indonesia. It's the equivalent of Kshatriya in Indian language. So it is the ideal way of chivalry in the traditional approach of Indonesian people. So it's like a battle, it's like a hero in the way he conduct, the way courageous, pious men of ethics, courage. So it is the equivalent of Fata, knight in English. So recently, since the 70s, the Debus had a participation in the expansion of this organization in the region, in conjunction with martial arts. So the two are related. In this dynamic, it was notably the well-known Kiai of Banten, maybe Hajj Muhammad Idris bin Sapan of Walantaka, which had the task of promoting the Debus. He was one of the founder of Pendekar Banten with Hajj Mahmoud and Hajj Shassan Shokhib. He had also some collaboration with some political influent personality, like the governor of West Java, Solishin GP, and the General Edi Nalapraya, ex-president of the IPSI and Persilat. IPSI is International Indonesian Pencaksilat institution, I think. IPSI, one of my teacher of the style Gajaputi, which is the white elephant style of Silat of Garut, which was Mr. Masoud, was a member of the IPSI. So it is the Indonesian Council of Pencaksilat, a big organization in Indonesia. And also the ex-vice president of the Republic of Indonesia, Adam Malik, during 1978 and 1983. In 1950, Hajj Idris had formation to create and to direct a section of the army at Walantaka, which is in Serong. The same year, he founded a center of arts and culture of Debus in Sorosawan to preserve the Debus, which he considered like a pillar of one of the pillars of the Indonesian culture. So you can find this in Mengenang 40 Hari Fatniya Papak Hajj Moh Idris bin Sarpani. So in fact, it is a book regarding the Arba'in of Hajj Hajj Muhammad, maybe Idris bin Sarpani, Serong 2002, and it was edited by the family, the Idris family. In 1955, he was elected Chef Mukhtar of the city of Singong, and so on. So a school of Debus was very appreciated by the regional government, which was the result of many honorific titles. There was many demonstration abroad and some artistic festivals, and took the role of ambassador of Banten in Thailand, Japan, Sri Lanka, and Malaysia, where Hajj Idris was invited by the governor Menteri of Sarawak, and where he opened a branch here. So the practice of Debus stay until today very present in Banten and highly intimately linked to the martial arts. And also in terms of practical practice of protection, the Debus inscribe take roots themselves in a more larger ensemble of esoteric activities, which are designated by the generic term ilmu hikmat, which is in fact علم الحكمة, which is a part, of course, of علم الباطن, esoteric knowledge in the field of Islam. So knowledge of supernatural practices, which is derived from the Arab hikmah, which means wisdom, and which takes in Banten a particular form. So it is the end of this video. I finished the part it was interesting to share with you. And inshallah, we'll continue with more content. اللهم صل على محمد ومحمد. التمس الدعاء. الله معك.